Hi, welcome to Arizona Metro News. My name is Corrine Zalot. I'm your host for the evening. And tonight we have a special guest from a new up-and-coming movie called Some Nudity Required. Please welcome actor Carrie Fee to the show.
Hi. Hi, Corinne. How are you?
Being here. Good. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good. Good.
Awesome. Sorry, dog.
Oh, that's okay. So the name of the movie is Some Nudity Required. And I understand that you were the writer, producer, actor. Any other hats that you wore?
Not on this film. Those are pretty much only things I worked with. Yeah, I think that's the only hats. Those are some pretty big hats, though.
They are. I agree. So, tell me a little bit about the movie. What's the movie about?
The film is about an actress, I guess I should say in this regard, a female actress that has to deal with unsavory director types that would want to put nudity in their films. She starts off with having her own convictions and deciding not to do that. And then after speaking with a couple of her friends, which you'll see later, she decides to take the delve into the world of nudity in the indie world. So that's pretty much the movie. It goes on after that. And so,
yeah.
So
is that something that you find to be kind of common in the movie industry? I understand that you've been in theater and acting for a very long time. Do you find that tends to be an issue in the film industry?
I wouldn't say it's an everyday issue, but it's also something that we do need to have conversations about. In my own experiences, this film came from a lot of my own experiences and hearing from other people about other people's experiences with some people in the industry. And so we decided to make this film and just make light of it, I guess, and bring it towards a better, I'm sorry, I'm totally stumbling on my words, but bringing light to the situation and just talking about it and making people more aware of what happens. I had my own experience with the director where I didn't know how much of my body was being shown. So that was where one of my experiences came from. Other females have had interesting experiences with directors during auditions. So we poke fun at that a little bit. So it just goes from there. A lot of the film is about movies within the movie and how actors are being treated on set. And it is a comedy. So a lot of it is very exaggerated, but there have been some really horrific things that have happened to people. So
that's awesome. I've seen some footage and some clips that were hysterical. I mean, it looks like it's going to be just incredibly funny, while it also is addressing some very serious issues that happen not only in Hollywood, but also it sounds like in local film communities as well. So I think that we have a couple of clips. So why don't we take a look at those real quick and see, because it looks like it's going to be pretty darn funny.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. So it sounds like, I think we talked once before and it sounded like you said you were in film and theater and you'd been doing it for a very long time. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about your history?
Sure. I've been in the industry for almost 30 years. It's crazy. When we talked the other night, it made me feel even older than I am. So I started off doing theater when I was 11, and it hasn't been like a continuous thing. I have a bachelor's degree in theater. I worked for a small experimental company in the Valley called Orange Theater for about on and off for 4 or 5 years. I've been out here. I've done a few shorts locally as well as a couple features. So I've been working and just trying to make art for a really long time.
I love that.
Thanks.
And I love your dogs.
Thanks. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's awesome. When you and I talked the other night, you had mentioned something that I found very moving. So what is it that you get out of being a performer?
Oh, there's a lot to get out of being a performer, but I really, when you're doing any kind of art, any kind of performance, you want to make your audience feel something. That's what your main objective is. I mean, to portray your character, but you're working for an audience. Those are the people that you are selling your product to. So you have to make them feel something. And that's the biggest ego boost, I guess, for a performer, is to make your audience laugh or cry or come up to you after the show and, just tell you that you moved them in some way. It's a huge deal to a performer. I'm not sure what makes other performers, maybe money or, whatever, but there's not a lot of money in this, let's say that. But yeah, mine is just to create art because I love it. And I like making people feel things, and it makes me feel things.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I really get the sense of vulnerability that kind of comes along with not just stage performance in theater, but also in acting. And I would imagine that being the writer and the producer and the actor, that probably added a little pressure for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a big load on your shoulders because you're the only person that you can blame. So, I mean, I have some great partners in Trey Goodman and Guy Crawford and George Gifford. So I'm very fortunate that I work with a really good team, but still I have to carry this film as an actor. I can't blame the writing on the writer as an actor because I wrote the darn thing too. So it's going to be really, the first time I watch it with an audience, I'm looking forward to that because that's going to really show me if I did my job correctly. So we'll see.
Do you find it difficult to act a role that you wrote?
Kinda, yeah. I honestly told Guy Crawford about a month or 2 months before we were really agonizing over the script and tensions were getting a little high. And I told him, I was like, I'm too damn old to play this character. So, I mean, even though I think that we do have similarities as a person and a character, but she's not me. So I mean, just writing it, and that's the thing about making art though, is even though you can write something down on paper, it's not gonna come out the way that you saw it in your head. So I didn't even picture myself as Allie, and I didn't, these sets that we came up with, we didn't picture those sets in our head. We thought one place was going to be a jungle, and we went for this dystopian thing. So you don't really know what it's going to look like. So I'm not really too worried about that part. So,
do you have a favorite scene in the movie?
I do. I don't think we could show it on your show without a lot of beeping, probably. But it's my favorite scene in the film is when Allie goes to the producer's house in LA, and she finds out. I can't tell you what she finds out, but that's my favorite scene so far because it's very bizarre. It's really off the wall. That is a scene that looks nothing like we thought it was going to. And I think I like it better. So
That's
it's
awesome.
my favorite scene.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a nice surprise.
Yeah, there's been some happy accidents, like we like to call them, happy accidents. So it's been a very interesting ride. Let's say that.
Well, we're going to take a quick break and have one of our sponsors. We're going to have a quick little commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Chef Bridget. It is that time of the week. Our meal prep menu is up. Make sure your orders are in by Sunday, 10 a.m. for Monday or Tuesday delivery. We've made it really simple for you. Just head to the website, bbslatinkitchen.com, click on meal prep, and also while you're there, check out our catering and special events. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me and I will be more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you and have a great week, guys.
So one of the things that I hear going on a lot in the movie, I mean, it just got a lot of controversy over that. So there's kind of this, I don't know, controversy or concern about maybe giving the wrong impression with the film, with the title being Some Nudity Required. Do you feel that there's any concern or that it may give the wrong impression, or because my understanding is that the film is meant to tackle some of these challenging issues that's happening in society, but do it in a fun, loving way. And, is there any concern that there may be backlash from people that are very sensitive to issues that are happening in film or in society in general right now, along the lines of the Me Too movement?
I mean, sure. But I'll have to tackle that when it happens. If it happens, I hope not. I tried to be as sensitive as possible. I don't think we poked the bear as much as we could have. So, I think we're going to be all right. I mean, we'll have to jump on that rock or whatever when it happens, if it happens. So.
Right. Yeah. So who do you think you have a favorite person that you worked with, a favorite cast member or crew member or anything like that you particularly enjoyed working with?
I mean, they're all my favorite, but my boyfriend does play in real life, plays my love interest. His name is Stephen Cass. Yeah. Michael Thompson, who plays Nick, he and I went to college together at ASU. We finished our degrees. I think we had a few classes together. I don't think he graduated the same time as I did, though. Emily Mahoney is another wonderful theater actress from around the Valley. Ashley Rose is this amazing comedian. Let's see, Ari Gonzo. She's just freaking gorgeous. I love all of my cast members. I hand-picked them. Well, between Guy, Trey, and I, we all picked them. So we all chose them for a reason. And they're all special to me. Like, I have a big place in my heart for all of them. Well, especially Steven, but yeah, they're great. So they went along and they worked really hard, and comedy's not easy and making film is not easy. And a lot of them that never made film before, they got a big taste. So yeah, I got a big space in my heart for them.
Comedy your forte, do you think?
Comedy is my forte. Yeah, I've been dealing with my childhood trauma by making people laugh my whole life. So I do. I love comedy. I am not a crier. I don't like watching sad movies. So I stick to comedy, action, and horror. So that's what I like. So I fancy myself a comedian. I don't know if I'm as funny as I think I am, but we'll see. I guess.
Right.
Natalie, she was also in the film. Hi. Uh, I'm not sure. Hopefully by the end of the year, the film will come out. So we'll see soon.
Yeah,
You might
fingers
wanna
crossed, fingers crossed.
tell Natalie to text Guy Crawford.
Right? So is there anything else that you want people to know about the movie? Like, what's the most important message that you want them to get out of coming to see the show?
I think the most important message is the whole point of the film is that my character Allie, she gave in to something that she didn't want to, and she threw out her convictions just to try to make something happen, and it backfired. You should just always stand up for yourself and always do what you think is right. And I think that's the biggest moral of this story. So,
yeah. Does it kind of touch on at all, or even in your own personal experience, have you found that being a woman in maybe a male-dominated industry, I don't know if it is a male-dominated industry or not, but I mean, when you're talking about fighting for yourself, like I just had this image that there may be some pushback with gender issues, or not even like that.
sure. I mean, sure, it's a male-dominated world for sure. The whole reason why women, well, I don't know, maybe because I feel like men can't really write women that well. So, I mean, I'm not a great writer either, but it's hard for a man to know a woman's experience. So I feel like, in film or even playwrights, sorry, writing for women, there's not a lot of real good, juicy female roles for women to latch onto in the indie world, especially in the Phoenix area. I mean, maybe it's in all indie areas, but it's either horror or you're somebody's wife or somebody's girlfriend. Or you got to get naked, or you're gonna get killed by the river because you had sex. There's only a lot of that. There's not a lot of great female heroines in the indie world. So that's another reason why that women choose, so they can do film. They choose to do things they wouldn't necessarily do if they had a choice. So
yeah, it sounds kind of like the story of, selling ourselves short or selling ourselves out in some way in order to gain some,
sure.
advance ourselves in some way in life.
Yeah, and
So,
I think you stay true to yourself, or work really hard. I mean, I learned, this is kind of my story, is I learned from my mistakes, and I still work with some dudes, but they're great. So but I'm making movies that I want to make now, so hopefully we can continue to make more of these great little funny things. So
it sounds, so it's going to be comedy and empowering, and
well, let's hope people think it that way. I mean, I think it's gross. It's a gross movie, but I like gross, dumb comedy, so that's what I think it is. So
gross, like picking your nose, gross, or
no, but there's some gross. There's some gross. There's a lot of language. Don't be So I have a potty mouth and IRL, so yeah, we all wrote like we all had potty mouths, so everyone seemed to enjoy themselves.
So where can people find you if they want to follow you and they want to, because the show's not out yet, so where can people follow you and follow the film so that when it is released they'll be able to jump in line and get a ticket or watch it at home?
Yeah, well, you can follow me on Instagram at the Carrie Fee. That's TheCarriefee. And you can follow Hailstorm Films at Some Nudity Required Feature, or hailstormfilmsllc.com on Facebook.
Love it. And you said Instagram already too?
Yeah, we don't have a Hailstorm. We just have the Some Nudity account. So,
okay, great. Any last words that you want to leave the audience with?
No, I just hope that you guys enjoy the clip and come see the movie, because we're trying to make some money so we can make more movies. But hopefully you all like it. And thank you so much, Corinne, for having me on, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for being on.
You're welcome. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Ollie, I was gonna tell you, but you know how you get.
How do I get, Valentina? Please shed some light on this situation.
Like this, you get all fucking bitchy for no reason.
I do not!
Yes, you do.
I bust my ass for these parts. You two obviously think I'm a joke. I'm the one here in clothes. You guys come in bikinis. We're on radio. No one can see you.
Okay, now you're being a bitch, Blue's Clues. Valentina didn't tell you about the role because all you did was talk about how you nailed the audition.
I did nail that audition.
Yes. Who gives a flying fuck? It doesn't matter if you won't take your shit off. Are you getting all this, King Lear? All right, come the fuck back, Margaritaville. Listen, you're a prude. Prudes don't get parts in this community.
I think that there's something more to getting parts than taking your goddamn clothes off.
I'm Madeline Stone, auditioning for the role of Truck Stop Tammy. Okay, listen. We good?
No, there isn't.
Allie, you're always trying to be picture perfect and you're always trying to nail that audition.
This script kind of sucks.
Okay, maybe.
No, it's not a maybe. Okay, you know exactly what you need to do, and yet you can never find it in you to check that little damn box that says, yeah, you're gonna show your tits. How the hell else do you think we get these parts?
I can't remember the last time I went to a cattle call. You've got to play the game, Cindy Lou. We told you 1,000,000 times. And honestly, we're sick of you berating us at a moment's notice just because we'll do what you won't. I don't know what you're holding out for. Nothing's come of it.
What are you looking at, Father Christmas? You like these?
I didn't know you were coming back.
I love it. I know. Well, thank you again for being here this evening. We, are just so grateful that you came on to the show, and we look forward to seeing your film in the future. Go ahead and plug one more time. Where can people find you?
Thanks. You can find me on Instagram at the Carrie Fee, right there in front of you. You can find Hailstorm Films on Instagram at Some Nudity Required Future and at Hailstorm Films on Facebook.
Wonderful. Please do keep us posted when the film is done and ready to be released. We are looking forward to seeing it.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Take care. And thank you for joining us this evening on Arizona Metro News. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. Have a good evening.